Hey everyone, so today I'm going to show you my mac and cheese recipe. This is going to be a baked mac and cheese. First, bring a pot of water to a boil. Make sure to add salt to your water. These are the noodles I'm using, the corkscrew noodles, because that cheese will get up inside the noodles and it'll taste really good once you cook it. And once your water comes to a boil, you want to add your pasta. And immediately after adding your noodles, give it a stir. Then boil until al dente. And on here it says to boil, on the box it says to boil for 11 minutes to get to al dente. I'm going to go ahead and get my cheese sauce started. I'm going to make a roux. I'll be right back once I get started. To make your roux, add 4 tablespoons of butter. It's hard to do this one-handed, but I can try to get it. I don't have enough room to set up a tripod in my kitchen. It's a little bit right there. That looks to be 4 tablespoons. I'll just add a little bit more. Because you don't want too much butter. Then leave it and let it melt. And then you'll want to add a third of a cup of flour. If you add too much flour, it'll be too dry. I'll be right back once I get the flour on. Then you'll want to let it cook for a few minutes till it's like a light brown to a golden brown color. I'm going to stir the pasta. Oh, I forgot to mention, stir your pasta occasionally. Stir frequently to avoid it from sticking. This is my first cooking video. If there's any recipes you all want me to try, let me know in the comments. Now, add a third of a cup of flour. Then immediately mix it well. I think that looks like enough. You look at it, grab a whisk. I think I have to add a little bit more butter. Looks a little dry in there. Come on. Even if I had a stick of butter. I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit. You don't want to make your roux over too high of a heat. I think that's a little bit more. It looks too dry to me. That's probably the last of the butter I'll add. And then after this, I'm going to stir in, add heavy whipping cream to my roux. And I'm going to leave it for a few minutes and let it get to a golden brown. And be careful because flour makes a mess. Stir in my pasta. After I add heavy whipping cream, I'm going to add some evaporated milk to make it extra cheesy. So we let this cook at most for 5 minutes. Make sure you stir your pasta frequently. Now, you could also add something to the cheese sauce if you want to make it healthy, if you want to. Like if you're a mom with some kids, you want to add vegetables to this. You could add maybe green beans, carrots, or corn. But I'm not going to add any of that. If I ever have any of that with this meal, I'll have that on the side. So I'm a little sus when it comes to vegetables with my food. I'll be right back once I get the heavy whipping cream. Okay, I've added my heavy whipping cream and my evaporated milk. I added 2 cans of evaporated milk. What the evaporated milk will do is it'll make it very cheesy, because if you use regular milk, it'll be a little too watery. And the heavy whipping cream will make the cheese very thick. I added a whole cart of medium size, an entire medium to small size carton of whipping cream. So then make sure to stir this frequently and keep it from burning, and so it doesn't bubble over. And then bring this to a simmer. Cook it over medium high to medium heat. If you cook it over too high of a heat, you could risk breaking the roux. And also, it'll start off thin, but it'll thicken once you add your cheese. I'll reveal the cheeses I'll be using when I'm done. It's steaming, so it's getting hot. So bring it to a slight boil, which is a simmer. I'm cooking this over medium-high heat. Medium high or medium low, whatever that is. I'm stirring it frequently. And once the roux comes to a simmer, I'm going to give that a stir really quick. And I'm going to add cream cheese. And then once the cream cheese melts, I'm going to add the rest of my cheeses. And it's okay to you can taste your sauce while you're cooking if it's coming to your desired taste. Make sure to stir this frequently so the cheese doesn't burn. I got my cream cheese added, and I'm going to whisk it until it melts. It's just starting to thicken. And after this, in a minute, I'm going to add all my other cheeses. Once it melts, I'm going to mix it in with the pasta. Yeah, at first it won't look delicious, but trust me, it will be delicious afterwards. I'll be right back. Cheeses I'm going to be adding will be sharp cheddar, some Gouda, mozzarella, and Colby Jack. Don't add all your cheeses at once, because if you're going to bake it, you'll want to layer it, put some on top give it a cheese pull. I'll be right back once I finish this. Now, when you get your cheese added, turn off the heat and then stir it until the cheese melts. See how the cheese has a very thick consistency. Even though it looks white, it has a slight yellow tint to it. See, look how thick it is. You can tell it was thin before I added the cheese, and now it's thickened up and it's starting to look like cheese. And then I'm gonna go ahead and give it a taste. You do want to be careful because it's really hot and it will burn you. Go ahead and give it a taste. Yeah, a little bit of burnt cheese in here, but not bad. And I did remove it from the heat. I'm gonna blow on it. If you do taste it, make sure to blow on it because it's really, really hot. If it gets on you, you will have second-degree burns. Oh my God, that is so good. My God, that is so good. Now I'm gonna add the pasta. I'm gonna stir the noodles really quick to stick them, and I'll be right back once I get it in the baking dish. This will be the first layer of cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle some cheese on it. I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Bake this for 20 to 25 minutes or until the cheese is golden brown. Oh, and I forgot to grease the tray. I forgot to grease this, so it's alright. I'll just have to scrub it out. Yeah, I'm gonna put some Colby Jack on here. This will have an amazing cheese pull once it's done baking. I'm gonna add the rest of the mac and cheese. Move the cheese over here, and I'll be right back. When you're done, you should have something that looks like this. And then I'm gonna bake it in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And see what that does. And when your oven's ready, place it in your oven. I'm gonna see how long this takes. I'm gonna start off with 15 minutes, see what that gives me. And if it's not done, then I will give it another 5 minutes, which will equal up to 20. I'll let you know at the end. And I'm setting the timer. There we go. I'll be back when it's done. Okay, everyone, here's the finished product. I cooked this at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. Now, before you dig in, let it cool down, because it's very hot, so let it cool down before you decide to dig in. I'll be right back once it's cooled off a little bit, and I'll give you all a taste test. It's my first time making this recipe, and this is how my mac and cheese recipe is. So I'll explain the rest afterwards when I'm done, when this is cooled down. Okay, everyone, it's cooled down a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and dig in and see if there's a cheese pull with this thing. And we get a small plate to put the mac and cheese on. And there's no cheese pull, but it looks really good. There's a slight cheese pull. Look at that. Look at that cheese pull right there. Man, that cheese pull looks fantastic. Put a little bit on the plate. When it's done, you serve it up. Start off with that much. I'm gonna save some for my dad when he gets home from work. Now I'm gonna let it cool down. You get a fork. I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit more. I really should let it cool down, but I can just blow on it. Now for taste, let me blow on it. Turn the camera around. Oh my God. So insanely cheesy. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Comment down below if you decide to make my recipe. And then, look. This is my very first cooking video. This is a basic, simple recipe you can make at home. And you can use regular milk, but I don't recommend you use regular milk because it's going to be too runny. So use heavy whipping cream and evaporated milk. When you do, it comes out way cheesier. So be sure to subscribe, and you all have a good day. Bye-bye.